Hello friends, welcome to Her Home and Harvest. My name is Alana and it is the first weekend in summer. So I am going to do our first summer harvest. I'm about to go on vacation, so I'm probably going to harvest some things a little bit early. I was also really busy this week, so I'm probably harvesting a few things a little bit late. But we're just going to see what we can get and how much I can clean up so that I don't come home to a disaster. I had to cover these apple trees up because, well, all of the trees, because the birds were attacking them and I wasn't gonna get any fruit. Normally I would let the birds just have a piece or two. They were literally eating, they were pecking at everything. So I had to cover them. One of the reasons I don't like netting my trees is simply because I find it dangerous trying to net these trees on this hill. If you can see, the weight of netting it has actually pulled some of these branches down even further than the apples had. Some of these are still really green, so I'm going to let them stay on the tree a little longer. These apples are typically pink and green, but some of them are still completely green and some of them are still tiny. All right, I want to try to put all of the Anna apples in one basket. They're pretty easy to tell the difference because they look different. Some of these apples are definitely going to get bigger and more ripe, so I'm going to leave them on. I already harvested 2 bowls full last week. Oh look, a ladybug. And seeing how many are still green, it looks like I'm probably going to harvest some more next week too. But just from this one little tiny tree, I already got a full basket. Now these, I was waiting till they turned more yellow to harvest. But last week, the ones that were yellow already, I thought tasted really overripe. So as long as they're not completely bright green, I'm just gonna go ahead and harvest them anyway. Some of them still have little peck marks in them from when the birds were getting at them. Oh, that one's really pretty. If you like sweeter apples, I would suggest you leave them on the tree a bit longer. I like my apples a little more tart, which is why I'm gonna harvest most of these now. So these are all like bright green though. I got another bowl full. Let me go set this down. There you go. 17 apples left between the 2 trees. Oh, I don't know if I counted those 2. Well, whatever. 17 to 19. All right, I'm gonna cover it back up. But I got another Anna. I slipped trying to do this last week and my elbow did not bear well. Okay, I have decided to harvest everything in the sun first because it's almost 80 degrees already and it's 8:30 in the morning, so I'm hot. I have potatoes back here. If you've watched any of my videos, they died off really early on in their growing cycle, so I don't know if there's going to be any potatoes in there, but we're going to harvest them and then we'll just move down the hill. We'll do the patio last because it's in the shade. I put the potatoes in grow bags because it is significantly easier to harvest them. Start by just pulling the plants that are still hanging on. Just a little baby potato right there. I find this easiest to do. Just flip it into a wheelbarrow. Oh look, potato. That was easy. Nothing else in the grow bag. Just gonna toss that back. It's very dry. I didn't water it like the last week because I didn't want to be harvesting moist tomato or potatoes. Well, I'm already really encouraged. I know they're small, but there are potatoes in here, and if you watch my videos, I was pretty concerned because of how quickly they died off. They never flowered. But we're getting potatoes. So this wasn't a complete waste. I still don't know what got them. It definitely wasn't that they were ready. They never flowered, which I have another potato bed that I planted, a little, when I put it in the ground, it won't be as easy. And they flowered and they're still green, and I mean, they're just now starting to die off. And these have been dying off for a long time. Ew, rotten potato. Oh, I just stuck my finger in it. Gross. Super gross. Well, I can tell you this much. The ones that I bought from as seed potatoes definitely did way better. Because I think the ones that are red in here were from seed potatoes, and the ones that are white were grown just from kitchen potatoes. And I am getting definitely more red potatoes. These are all great. No green at all. You don't want to see green when you're harvesting potatoes. Just to be safe, I'm going to put all this soil back into the grow bag. Oop, see, so I make sure I don't miss any, because I would have missed that. Oh, there's another one. All right. All right, well, my camera died. Well, it didn't die. It overheated while I was harvesting those potatoes, so you didn't see the end of it. I'm just going to show you real fast what I got. And it's not too many, but that's pretty good considering I wasn't expecting any. Plans to go and do everything in the sun first backfired because it's too hot for my camera. So we're going to have to go back and forth. I got one little cucumber. I've harvested, I think, 20 off of these plants now. They're not doing so great, but I don't know. I'm getting cucumbers, so I guess that's fine. Oh, look, another one. Since I'm going to be gone, I'm going to go ahead and take this one off, even though it's tiny, because I don't want it to get super bitter. Okay, since I'm going to be gone, and it's going to be very hot, I'm going to very heavily prune my basil, because I don't want to come back to a bunch of bolted basil. I'm wearing my harvest apron my husband got me for Mother's Day. I should probably use the scissors that came with that gift too, because these are breaking, but it's fine, they work. If you keep trimming your basil, it will prevent it from bolting, and you can get it to continue to taste good longer. If you just let basil continue to grow wild, it will bolt very fast, at least in my heat, the kind of heat we have here in Southern California. Yeah, and then it won't taste very good. And then if you want to just be lazy about it and not prune, then my suggestion would be to succession plant. So plant one a week for a couple of weeks. I don't know, depends how much you use basil. I would probably plant one a week for 6 weeks. Ooh, bugs. And that way you would know that you would have basil most of the summer. I really like basil. I use a lot of it, so I grow a lot of it. All right, I said I had one more. There's the other one. I already pruned some of this back pretty heavily. All right, I think that's all I'm going to take off this one. I'm going to test my luck with my camera in the sun to get this kale harvested, and then we'll go back in the shade. I think I'm actually just going to rip out one of these lower plants. They're being shaded out by these guys anyway. I want to give these a really good prune before I go, and we'll have a salad, or usually I scramble this into my daughter's eggs, but this is going to be too much for that. Okay, let's see which one gets the least. All right, you know what? I'm just going to leave them. I'm trying to work fast so my camera doesn't overheat, but I'm also trying to work fast so that I don't overheat. It is hot. And I harvest these regularly. The bugs don't get as bad because the aphids definitely like my kale. I think that's pretty good haircut. There we go. Good amount of kale. Oh, drop one. All right, let's go back in the shade. Okay, I'm going to be really honest with you guys. I have never grown eggplant before, so I'm not sure the best way to harvest this. I think I need to come cut these off. This is the first one that was on the plant, and from what I've watched, from what people have said, you're supposed to harvest them when they turn shiny. This one turned shiny a while ago, and now it's getting dull, so we'll see what that tastes like. I thought these were going to be a lot bigger, but I don't know. I'll leave some on and we'll see if they get bigger. For now, that's all we're gonna get. And I actually see a tomato here on my Roma plant that I'm gonna cut off. This is the zucchini that got left behind. Don't let your zucchini get this big. I mean, if you want to go for it, but it's probably not going to taste that great. It's going to be pretty woody. It almost even sounds hollow. It's going to have huge seeds. There's a little tiny zucchini back here. I think I'm just going to take it off because I don't want to come back to another monstrous one. Little teeny tiny one. All right, I think that's it for the zucchini. Okay. First big tomato. Triple check where you cut. I cut one off last week and accidentally took the whole stem with the green tomatoes. It was very depressing. Right? Pretty, a little bit cat-faced, but a nice tomato. All right, here are the cherry tomatoes, and there are a ton of them ready. Wanted to show you guys. Look, surprise guest. Nice cayenne pepper. Take that in too. Here are the poblanos. If you can see that, they're a nice size and they smell really good. I'm not going to take all of them, but all the ones that are this big I am. You can wait till these actually start to turn red, but I think I prefer them green. Okay, I'm going to go unload and then we'll finish with the tomatillos. We're here at the tomatillos and I'm gonna grab ones that I normally wouldn't grab as well. This one just fell off. I don't know if that's any good. It's yellow, but it's not filled. It's a little husk yet. This one, I think I had showed you guys in a previous video, it grew outside of its husk. I have no clue if that's gonna be any good, but we'll try it. There seems to be a big discrepancy on when people think tomatillos should be harvested. Some people say when they've just filled the husk. Other people say when they've fallen off the plant. Other people say when they've just burst their husk. So I don't really know. My husband likes them. We've been trying them. He's been eating them raw. And he likes them when they've turned a little bit yellow. So I don't know what the right way to do it is. But I'm just gonna kind of grab anything that has burst the husk or turned yellow, because that's what we like. It's like actually difficult to even look in here because it's so many. I did not know tomatillos grew this prolifically. And I will probably grow them every year from now on. Oh look, here's another one that grew outside of its husk, which is so weird. Okay, there you guys have it, my first summer harvest. We got a ton of tomatillos, tomatoes, some potatoes, a couple zucchini, a couple cucumbers, a bunch of apples, 2 different types of apples, Anna apples and golden Dorsets, a bunch of basil, a bunch of kale, poblanos, and a little tiny cayenne pepper. Actually, this is not tiny, it's just one cayenne pepper. I think, oh, and some eggplant. And I think that's it. So, thanks for joining me on my first summer harvest. I'm going on vacation, so I won't be able to cook with this right away, but my plan is to maybe freeze some of it and we can make salsas and sauces and stuff with it later. I actually plan on making applesauce if I can't finish these apples. So, but they'll be fine sitting on my counter for a week. So, all right, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate it, and click the subscribe button if you want to see more like it. All right, thanks guys. Bye.